Hello guys, welcome to Physics Insight. In this video we will discuss a case when a beam of particle each of mass m and energy E is incident on the step potential from left hand side. Let me tell you guys first what is step potential. You can say it a kind of barrier to the path of the particle. It is of form like V equal to 0 for x less than 0 and is equal to V naught for x greater than 0. Now in this video we are going to cover two cases when particle has energy greater than V0, that is the height of barrier, and energy less than V0. We will discuss quantum tunneling. You can also see my other video for quantum tunneling, then the concept will be more clear to you. We will discuss what is penetration depth and will also find out the reflection and transmission coefficient. So be with us till end, you will understand all these things. So first consider step potential. So here it is x equal to 0. So for x less than 0, V equal to 0. For x greater than 0, V equal to V naught. So this is our step potential form. And now consider a beam of particle, say of mass m and energy E is incident on it. We are going to study this case. Consider this region as 1 and this region as 2. So when the beam of particles fall on this step potential, then the beam of particle will feel a change in the potential at the boundary at x equal to 0. As a result, some of particles will be reflected back into region 1 and the remaining particles will be transmitted in the region 2. Classically, if the energy of the particle is less than the step potential height, then all particles will be reflected back into region 1 from the boundary at x equal to 0. And no particle will get transmitted into region 2. But quantum mechanically, there is a finite probability of finding the particle in region 2. This is the concept of the quantum tunneling. You can see my other video for better understanding. So for this case, we have energy less than the V naught. So let's get into the mathematical part. So first we have to write the Schrodinger equation. The Schrodinger equation is minus h cut square upon 2m del square phi by del x square plus v of x phi is equal to e phi. For region 1, v is equal to 0. Therefore, Schrodinger equation will become minus h cut square upon 2m del square phi by del x square equal to e phi. So del square phi by del x square is equal to 2me by h cut square phi with minus sign. This can also be written as del square phi del x square equal to minus k1 square phi. And solution to this differential equation will be phi equal to a e I k1x plus b e minus k1x. So this is the wave function of region 1 for x less than 0. Now here we have two terms with exponentially positive, which means that the wave is propagating along x cap, and this term means that wave is propagating in minus x cap. Now this part is clear as this is propagating along plus axis and our beam is also moving in the plus x-axis. So this must be the incident part. But what is this second part that is moving along the minus x-axis? That means some part of this wave will get reflected and the contribution of that part is represented by this term. So this is the reflected part. So mathematics say it all, that we have the reflected part. So let's now do calculation for region 2. In region 2 we have V equal to V naught. So our Schrodinger equation will become minus h cut square upon 2m del square phi by del x square plus V naught phi equal to e phi, which can also be written as del square phi by del x square equal to 2m V naught minus e by h cut square phi. So now our e is less than V naught, so this quantity is always positive. and as a result of which this differential equation have solution of form CE k2x plus DE minus k2x. Now we have two terms here. One is exponentially increasing term and other is exponentially decreasing term. But the wave function will always be finite. So C have to be 0 so that phi 2 is always finite. So our phi 2 will become DE minus k2x. So in region 2 we have exponentially decaying function and this quantity is non-zero. So from where it comes? So it must be the transmitted part. So now we have proved mathematically that we have reflected and transmitted part. Since the wave function of the particle is non-zero in region 2, then the probability of finding the particle in region 2 is also non-zero and will be given by phi 2x equal to phi 2 star phi 2. That means d square e minus 2k2x. So now we have our wave function in region 1 and region 2. Now we have to apply the boundary condition to find out the transmission and the reflection coefficient. So what are reflection and transmission coefficient? So these coefficient basically represent what amount of beam get reflected back and what amount of beam is transmitted. So this coefficient mathematically defined as R, that is reflection coefficient, as ratio of flux of reflected particles to the flux of incident particles. As I have discussed in the previous video, flux of the reflected particle is represented by the probability current density of the reflected wave, and similarly the flux of incident particle is represented by the probability current density of the incident particles. So now we have to calculate the ratio of this thing. So when we calculate the probability current density for the plane wave, it comes out to be b square h cut by m. This thing we have calculated in our last video, you can see that. And similarly, probability current density for the incident wave comes out to be a square h cut by m. So our reflection coefficient comes out to be b square by a square. So now we have to just calculate the ratio of a square and b square for the reflection coefficient. And transmission coefficient is defined as flux of transmitted particle divided by flux of incident particle. And this can be written as Jt by Ji. Now we have to find out the Jt. So J is given as I h cut by m phi del phi star by del x minus phi star del phi by del x. Sorry, I missed 2 here. So now we have to solve this for phi equal to phi 2, that is dE minus k2x. So let's put the values. Phi, that is the same as it is. Then differentiation of the complex conjugate of the phi 2 will be same. So that's why just we have to take the derivative of this, right? So the derivative will be dE minus k2x minus k2 minus now phi star, that means phi, so that is k2x, and del phi by del x, that will be minus k2x. Now these two terms will cancel out each other, which means that we get Jt equal to 0. So from here we can say that our transmission coefficient is equal to 0. So now what that means? That we have transmission coefficient as 0. That means that every particle will be reflected back. Some particles get reflected back earlier and some particles will get reflected back later. Some particle get reflected back at this point, some particle get reflected back at this point. But every particle must be reflected back. No transmission will occur. This thing is not possible. Every particle will return back. So how much distance this particle penetrate in this step potential is known as penetration depth. Now we will find out this value. What is penetration depth? Let's first understand its mathematical definition. Penetration depth is defined as the distance at which wave function of particle in region 2 becomes 1 by e times of its value at the boundary. So when the wave function phi2 will becomes 1 by e times of the value of the wave function at the boundary, that means at phi2 at x equal to 0. So let's put values in the phi2, that is phi2 is dE minus k2x. So when we put x equal to d, then we get minus k to d equal to 1 by e. Now put x equal to 0 in phi2, that means dE minus 0. So this is 1, d cancel out d. Now we have e minus k to d, e minus 1. So minus k to d equal to minus 1, that means d equal to 1 by k2. So this is our expression for penetration depth. Now as we know that the position of the particle is uncertain, therefore position of the boundary from which the particle are getting reflected back in region 1 is also uncertain. As a result, there is a finite probability that some particles will penetrate up to a significant distance in region 2. That's why we are getting non-zero wave function in region 2. But this doesn't mean that the particles are getting transmitted. This is possible when we have some potential barrier, not a step potential. We will discuss that case in the later video, but now we have step potential. So in this case, the transmission is not possible. This is why we are getting the zero transmission coefficient. So now we have this uncertainty in position. Now using Heisenberg uncertainty principle, that is del x p equal to h cut. So from here we can say that del p is equal to h cut by del x. Now del x is our d. So h cut by d, that is h cut k2. So from here we get del p equal to h cut k2. So this is our uncertainty in the momentum of the particle. So now let's come back to the reflection coefficient, that is given by b square by a square. Now we have to calculate the value of b and a to calculate the reflection coefficient. So now we have to apply boundary condition at x equal to 0, that is phi 1 at x equal to 0 is equal to phi 2 x equal to 0. As wave function have to be continuous, so this boundary condition is applicable. So in region 1 we have a e I k1 0 plus b e minus I k1 0 equal to d e minus k2 0. So we have a plus b equal to d. Now we have another boundary condition, that is del phi 1 by del x at x equal to 0 will be equal to del phi 2 by del x at x equal to 0. So now we have to solve this thing. So this will be a e I k 1 x I k1 plus b e minus I k1 x minus I k1, this thing at x equal to 0 equal to, this will be minus k2x minus k2 at x equal to 0. So now put x equal to 0 in this expression, we get a I k1 plus b minus I k1 equal to d k2. Now this will become I k1 A minus B equal to minus D K2. Now we have two equations, A plus B is equal to D and I K1 A minus B equal to minus D K2. So now we have to find B by A. So we have to replace D in terms of A and B. Let's name this equation as 1, this as equation 2. So now replace D by A plus B in equation 2. We get IK1 A minus B is equal to minus A plus B K2. Let's simplify this equation. This will become AIK1 plus K2 equal to B IK1 minus K2. So now from here we can find B by A. That comes out to be IK1 plus K2 divided by IK1 minus K2. Let's multiply denominator and numerator by minus I. So what we get is K1 minus IK2 divided by K1 plus IK2. This is our B by A. And so now we have to find out B by A square. That is B by A and B by A star. So on doing so we will get R equal to 1. When the energy is less than V0 in case of step potential, then we get R equal to 1. That means all particles will get reflected back. One thing I would like to mention here is that R plus T is always equal to 1, as this thing is reflected part and this thing is the transmitted part. So number of particles can't be greater than the incident and never less than the incident particle. So the sum of this coefficient always be equal to 1. So keep this thing in your mind that R plus T will always be equal to 1. So now let's proceed to our case 2 when energy is greater than V0. Classically, if the energy of particle is greater than the step potential height, then all the particles will get transmitted in region 2, but quantum mechanically some particle will also get reflected back in region 1. So now let's start with the Schrodinger equation. So let's directly write Schrodinger equation for region 1 minus h cut square upon 2m del square phi by del x square plus 0, because in region 1 we have 0 potential, so that's why this term is 0, equal to E phi. So del square phi by del x square is equal to K1 square phi, where K1 is 2me by h cut square, and we have phi 1 as a e I kx plus b minus I k1x. So this thing is same as the previous case. Here we have two terms, one is incident and another is reflected one, as we have discussed for the previous case. In region 2 we have potential V0. So for this, Schrodinger equation will be minus h cut square upon 2m del square phi by del x square plus V0 phi equal to E phi. That is del square phi del x square equal to 2m V0 minus E by h cut square phi. Now in this case, this term is not positive, this is negative. In previous case we have this term as positive, as E is less than V0 in the previous case, but in this case E is greater than V0, so this term will be negative. As a result of which we have solution to this differential equation CE IK2x plus D E minus IK2x. Now this term is corresponding to the transmitted part, right? And this term have negative sign, means it it is propagating along minus x-axis. But in region 2 there is nothing which cause reflection to the particle. So D have to be 0 as no reflection is possible in region 2. So like we have derived the reflection and transmission coefficient for energy less than V0, we have to perform the same type of calculation here also. We have to find R using B by A square and T using C by A square. And using boundary condition we can easily find out B by A and C by A like we have derived in the previous case. So take it as an exercise and calculate this value to calculate the R and T. B by A comes out to be K1 minus K2 divided by K1 plus K2, and C by A comes out to be 2K1 upon K1 plus K2. And when you calculate reflection and transmission coefficient using this value, they comes out to be K1 minus K2 upon K1 plus K2 whole square, and T comes out to be 4K1 K2 divided by K1 plus K2 whole square. So in this video we have calculated transmission and reflection coefficient for both cases. So in this video we have discussed all things when a particle approaches a step potential. So that's all for this video. Hope you liked the video. If you have watched this video till here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you.